are there any methods or rather approaches to attack probability based questions? In any kind of competitive exam, or let's say even your normal exam, the probability questions which you will get are of a pretty standard type. You will be given a particular situation, and that situation will have states of the world, and one of the few states, or rather a subset of all the states of the world, is your area of concern. So what they're asking for you is a kind of fraction or a kind of ratio. In the denominator, you will have the number of states of the world, and in the numerator, you will have a subset of these guys. So let us say, for just example's sake, I want to check the weather condition. So just assume that we have only three kinds of weather: hot, cold, and rainy. So you have hot, you have cold, and you have rainy. HCR. Let us say I ask you, what is the probability of having hot weather? So you will say that H. Now the thing here is that you have three states of the world possible, and over the numerator you just have one state of the world. But how would you understand what is the probability of this happening or this happening or this happening? So we will take a very simplifying assumption that, let us say, all states of the world are equally likely, which says that on any given day, hot, cold, or rainy is equally probable. Or I'm speaking very loosely over here, a bit of mathematical inaccuracies creeping in, but this will solve your questions. So that is my essence over here, to help you solve probability based questions. So if I assume that all of these guys are equally likely, it means that I can give equal weightage to all the weather conditions possible. So let us say X is for hot, similarly X is for cold, and X is for rainy. Over the top I will write again X, because X is for hot. So this guy will change to X upon 3X. X will be cancelled and you will be getting 1/3. So you got 1/3, but do not forget the assumption. The assumption was that all the three states of the world were considered equally likely. So this is a framework of basic probability based questions. You will have to assume something called equally likely, or else you will not be able to proceed ahead with probability based questions. So with these ideas, the next set of things which you need to understand is that I could have just transformed it into a different way. Let us say I ask you, what is the probability that there is no rain on a particular day? So when I say no rain, what does that mean? That means I could have hot or cold. So one way of approaching this is that I just say, let us first count the hot probability and then let us count the cold probability, and both of them will never happen at the same point of time. So either you will have hot or cold. So one more assumption of probability comes in, or rather I should not say assumption, I should say one more theory of probability comes in, which is mutually exclusive. Hot and cold are mutually exclusive. So when that happens, I can add up the probabilities. So I can say hot has a probability of 1/3 and cold has a probability of 1/3, which gives me 2/3. Now this gives you the probability of hot or cold, and this is the same as probability of no rain, because understand this, when you have no rain, you will have either hot or cold. Now there is one other way of approaching the same problem of no rain. I know that probability of rain would be again 1/3, because it is equally likely, hot, cold or rain. So if I don't want rain, it is 1 minus 1 by 3, which is 2 by 3rd. Because understand this, if everything in the denominator is put on in the numerator, then you'll get 1, which means probability of all the states of the world is obviously 1, because it will happen that you'll have at least one state of the world. So probability of all the states of the world taken together is 1. And if I'm considering that one such state should not happen, so 1 minus that, because I know that all these states are mutually exclusive. So these are few basic ideas which will help you in solving a lot of probability based questions. Now, if you have seen this, you have understood that you need to know two things. One, how do I count these guys denominator, and how do I count these guys numerator? So you need to know a bit of counting principle, and the moment counting comes in, you have to understand a bit of permutation and combination. Now, if you are not comfortable with permutation combination, so probably 50% of probability based questions would trouble you a lot, because in essence a lot of probability based questions turn out to be counting questions, or rather permutation and combination questions, or rather combinatrix questions. So I would suggest you first get this basic idea, that proceed to permutations and combinations. That will give you a nice flavor of probability questions. Now the next kind of questions of probability is based on geometry. Now when I say geometry, what do I mean? Let me just erase this and give you a flavor of the geometry based probability questions. Assume that this thing over here is a square, and I am asking you what is the probability that a randomly chosen point from this square is belonging to the shaded region. Now if you're careful here, again the counting is a similar exercise, but how do I count this? I cannot count the points by going inside the square, because this is a continuous figure. I cannot count the number of points. There are infinite points inside. So how I will treat this is a bit of challenge. Now if you remember, area is something which can be counted or rather measured. Now let us find out the area of the square. Area of the square is very simple. It is simply a square, where a is your side of the square. Now if you're careful to understand, this is a diagonal, and diagonal is dividing the square into two equal areas. The shaded area, or rather the shaded region, has an area of a square upon 2. Now your denominator is all the states of the world. Your point could be here, 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 anywhere, but inside the square. That's your states of the world. So your states of the world has an area of a square. Now what is the thing which you're concerned with? Inside this shaded region, which has an area of a square upon 2. A square cancelled, this becomes half. So this is one such geometric based question which can come for probability, right? Now this obviously is a very simple question, but you might get a kind of modification to this. So this is one another extension to the counting principles of probability. Now what else? I could have given you a slightly different version of the same idea, that let us say you have a road from Delhi to Kanpur. Now this is a straight road. Let us assume it's a straight road, right? And you have a stop in between, and that stop is, let us assume, Agra. This distance, let's consider this distance to be, for our general case, 100 kilometers, and this distance to be 300 kilometers. So what's the idea over here? From Delhi to Agra 100 kilometers, from Agra to Kanpur 300 kilometers. Now let us say I want to have a cup of tea on this route from Delhi to Kanpur. What is the probability that I will have a cup of a tea between Agra to Kanpur? Now, what are the states of your world? The states of my world is the whole road from Delhi to Kanpur. Now, what is the length of that road? 100 plus 300, which gives you 400 kilometers. Now, what is my concerned state of the world? My concern is Agra to Kanpur, because I want to find out the probability that I will have a cup of tea between Agra to Kanpur. That guy is 300. So let's just put 300 over here. This gives you 3 upon 4. So this is one sort of probability questions you can again attack using the same approach of counting. Now what else? Now the next thing in probability comes integration. Now that is kind of a segue from your mathematical probability of class 11, 12 and towards your statistics, where PDF and CDF comes in, where random variable comes in, where expectation and variance comes in. That integration part probability, which involves bit of PDF, CDF and expectation calculations, I'll leave to the statistics part of the analysis if I make another video like that. But for now, if I have to sum this thing up, what you need to remember is counting principles, that is permutation combination. Then what do I mean by states of the world and which states of the world I am concerned about. Then you have few assumptions to take care of: mutually exclusive, equally likely, and there is something called exhaustive. When I say exhaustive, it means that all the states of the world are considered. If I take all the states, they give me all the states of the world. That is exhausting the possibilities. So that's mutually exhaustive. So with this, I believe that you should be confident to solve probability based questions. And in future, I will make different videos on similar ideas of mathematical topics.